Greetings everyone, this is Danny from HarrTravel.com, your Holland America suite and long-term cruise experts. And today I'm in beautiful San Diego. You can see it behind me. I am on board Holland America's Eurodam. She's just getting ready to turn around and do a 17-day round-trip cruise to Hawaii. And there's quite a few passengers on board who we have talked to who just partnered that up with a Panama Canal cruise as well. This is the perfect ship for those long cruises, and I'd love to show you what that's all about. So follow us along on this tour. The very first thing I wanted to point out is this beautiful Magor Dome. Holland America has had this on all of the ships of this class and all their newer ships as well. You can see there's a rail that it slides on, so you have an indoor and outdoor venue. One of the places that this spends quite a bit of time is Alaska. The Magor Dome is absolutely perfect for Alaska, so you can enjoy the 3 hot tubs down there, the pool, and it's nice and warm inside. Or on a beautiful sunny day like today in San Diego, they can open up the dome and you can also get some rays. Throughout the entire ship, there's also quite a few decks where they do have open sun decks in the very back of the ship, the front of the ship, and I'll show you all about that as we go. But right now we're gonna head to the retreat. All right, so now I'm headed out to the retreat, and what this is it's a special cabana area on the very top of the ship. It is an extra fee, but you can purchase it for day passes. You can also purchase it for the entire cruise. You can imagine having a cabana for the entire cruise is a phenomenal amenity to add on to maybe you're staying in a suite, you combine them together. Once again, we do have videos of all the suites. Make sure that you check them out. I'm touring all of them myself. We sell a lot of them and kind of know that space inside and out. I think taking one of these, especially one of the larger corner suites here, and partnering it with your cruise really takes it to the next level. Out here you have more of a social and communal space, but once again, what this is all about is the cabanas. What comes with it is a specialty breakfast and lunch menu. There's also a snack menu. You also can order from the bar. Of course, if you have a bar package, it's gonna work here as well. And then the cabana stewards are gonna come and bring anything and everything that you could possibly want. And the other fantastic feature of this is as I head to the very front, you can see you also have some incredible views. You're right above the Magor Dome with the pool right below me, and really fantastic views of the ship from here. All right, so in the retreat, there are 2 types of cabanas. These are the larger corner cabanas here. You can imagine having 2 or 4 people in here would be very comfortable. You have incredible views looking out the side of the ship here, and then also towards the front. You can see the pool down below me as well. But this opens up and you have a ton of breeze coming through. You also have these curtains that will close completely if you'd like, and then take the breeze down just a little bit. And then right here you have your table that you can order from that expanded breakfast and lunch menu and get snacks whenever you want. Whether you do it for a day or for the entire cruise, I think this could be worth it for you if you really like that extra private space that's outdoors. All right, so now I'm in one of the smaller cabanas. You can see here you still have the 2 lounge chairs. You've got the curtains that are going to close for privacy. You also have the small dining table and the views out. You don't have as much of that breeze that's coming in, but once again, a private outdoor space like this where you can get food on demand and drink on demand and kind of be away from all the rest of the people on board the ship. I think it's a really fantastic option. Just above the retreat is a sun deck. Because this ship has the Magor Dome over the main pool, these are the areas where you're going to find all of the extra deck chairs that you would normally find that were kind of jammed around the pool in some other cruise ships and cruise lines. So you can see the deck chairs just up here. They're all going to be set out. You do have a shower over to my right, which is a great option so that you can cool off, especially when you're in the tropics. And then as you continue on forward, you can see you're looking directly out the very front of the ship, which is a perfect viewing point, especially when you're in Alaska. So it depends on what you're looking at specifically, but here you get a nice little windbreak, but also you can go down on the side and then all the way around the back. But once again, these ships go to really cool places. If you're looking to get a nice suntan while you're out traveling, maybe in the tropics, this is the perfect place for that, but also viewing when you're in those exotic locations. All right, so one unique feature that Holland America has on this ship is these beautiful elevators. So this is actually a huge elevator bank here. It's glass all the way down. So when you're cruising in Alaska, you don't lose the views as you're going up and down the elevator bank. And once again, you have them on both sides. And then you're also going to have the middle elevator bank right here behind me as well. So as we continue heading aft, you have the shuffleboard right here. I love that they have shuffleboard on Holland America. It's one of those things that they do the best at, is those all-time classics and then also things that are new and innovative and kind of putting them together to more of a modern classic cruise experience that holds on to a lot of those things that people really love. So right there you got the shuffleboard gear, and then as we continue further on the back, throughout this area they're going to put out more deck chairs. So if you are a sun lover, this is another place where you can kind of get away. Just for reference, we're right above the aft pool and the Lido buffet right now, and so this is another sun area. If you'll follow me on in, before we head up to the sport car, I just wanted to show you something really cool. So one super cool thing about a cruise ship is every time you go back to it, you kind of relive those experiences that you had before. And one way to do that is actually to check out all the places that the ship has been. Every time a major cruise ship goes to a brand new port, what they do is they get you kind of have an exchange and they're going to get a plaque. So I see Invergordon, Scotland. I've been there. It's an awesome place here. You got Orkney Islands over here. You've got San Juan, Puerto Rico, Lisbon, Portugal. And as you walk around, what it does is it tells the history of this ship. As a history teacher, I was a history teacher for the last 10 years. I love those kind of things because it really brings the entire experience together. And even as you follow me around and you head down the stairway, they have a ton of other plaques because as you can imagine, a ship that has been around the world as often as the Eurodam has been to some really unique and cool spaces. All right, so now I'm on the sport court at the very, very top of the ship. This is a multi-use space, and what I really appreciate about it is oftentimes you'll find crew members playing here late in the evening, as often as you will have guests during the day. You can see they've got a pickleball court here. They also have basketball, so you can just shoot around, and if you're broken like me, wow, it's pretty windy, not gonna lie, but got a bad back, bad knee, so let's try a little Rick Barry style. Oh, no. Just gotta check the bank, right? The bank is always open, as my dad says, but I played a lot of basketball with my dad and my brother on different cruises, and once again, I started cruising back in, well, about 30 plus years ago when classic cruising like this was just what it was, and so I really appreciate Holland America that they have some of these spaces, so if you want to play, I've seen a ton of people coming up here really excited about playing pickleball on this 17-day cruise, and then also they got the soccer or football as you have, and of course a little basketball. All right, so now I'm headed into the Lido Market, which is the main buffet area on board the ship. One small feature that I wanted to point out right at the beginning part is this is another one of the specialty restaurants on board. Right here, you can see there's a little podium there, but this is gonna turn into Canaletto, this area, and then if you follow me over for just a second, all of this will be turning into a specialty Italian restaurant, but breakfast and lunch throughout the day. This is also just basically overflow seating for the Lido as well. All right, so as I head on in, throughout the entire space, there's a couple of these, but this is the first of the drink stations. So right here you have hot water, regular coffee, decaf coffee, always ready to go. And then over here you've got a wide assortment of teas, and then you've got your tea and lemonade here. They rotate that in and out as well, but perfect for an Arnold Palmer. As we continue around, we're gonna run into the first of the buffet stations. So the very first one is actually going to be Tamarind. This is the, well, it doubles as that later on, but this is essentially the Asian spot. So you have several different Asian dishes today, some great Thai food. I just had some of this incredible sushi a few minutes ago. They have sushi just about every day, which makes me pretty happy just about every single day. As we continue on through, you can see how the space changes a little bit. You've got different seating areas throughout. Over there, you've got some fantastic window views. You've got 6 tops, 8 tops, 2 tops. They can put them together to make whatever configuration you like. But right now, I'm gonna get to the most important part of the buffet, and it's not even close. This is where I spent most of my time on my last cruise. Well, maybe not most of my time, but a significant amount of time. Can I get an ice cream from you? Sure. All right, what are we going after first? I'm gonna say, let's go with chocolate in a waffle cone for sure. I'm in. So in addition to the ice cream that you have here, there's always going to be desserts. It is one of the most popular spots on the ship. They also have soft serve ice cream, which I love as well, but you know, nothing better than a nice ice cream cone. On a side note, sometimes I come here between meals as well too, so I can enjoy my ice cream cone. But as I continue along, we're gonna get to one of the hot buffet stations. There's one on either side here, but you're gonna have a mix. This is gonna change every single day throughout the entire cruise. And then also, as we continue on back further, you're gonna have the station here where you can have different sandwiches. They have some that are always ready for you to grab and go, and then they also have those that they're made to order as well. Okay, so as we come back, this is the second beverage station. So once again, if you're seated towards the rear area or outside, this is what you're gonna utilize. And then over here, they always have light bites, lots of little grab and go items that you can have. I used it quite a bit on my last cruise. Now is one of my favorite stations. I love that they've put in this huge salad bar area where they're gonna make salads to order. They always have several suggestions where they can make a specific one. Maybe it's a Cobb salad, the chicken Caesar, the Asian sesame and seared tuna salad. All of those look great. Or if you want, they will make any salad that you like and toss it to pure perfection the way you want it. All right, so this area here is a little bit of spillover for the Lido, so if you want to dine outside, this is a perfect place to go. Over to my right, you're gonna have the Sea View Bar. Bartender's got some of the best views in the entire world looking out the back of the ship. You see here, this is all set up for Lido dining as well. But as we continue to the aft of the ship, this is what this space is all about. This is adults only. You've got tables and chairs out here where you can dine. You can also sit and relax. Right here you see the beautiful pool. You can also sit on the side of the pool here, put your feet in, especially when you're going to the tropics. This ship is on its way to Hawaii. I can imagine cruising around the Hawaiian Islands, sitting right there, drink in my hand, feet in the water, be an absolute perfect spot. And then as we continue on aft, what you're gonna see is this huge open space, and this is used for a ton of different things. So right now they have cocktail tables set up for a reception that's gonna be happening here in a little bit. This is filled completely with deck chairs when you're sailing in the tropics, but also they put them away, and we had like a huge Mexican fiesta back here on my last cruise. But this is a perfect vantage point to see what it's all about. They added some extra shade structures there, but you've got dining, you've got pool, and once again, just a really great place to hang out that's adults only. All right, so another thing that was added on during the renovation that I think was a fantastic touch was New York pizza. Exactly what it sounds like. They have a bunch of pizzas that you can order. You can, of course, build your own pizza, and then they also have salads and desserts, but who doesn't like pizza? And they do a really, really good job with it. All right, so now I'm on deck 9, heading into the pool and bar area. So you'll see here that there's a little bit of a spillover. You can bring your food from the Lido out here. You can also dine at the dive-in, which I'll show you in just a second. And then right here, you're gonna have the Lido Bar. It's always a fun place to be. I always meet the most interesting people. The bartenders are awesome, as you can imagine. Always having more fun than anywhere else. I don't know, this is the place to be generally. And then as you continue along, you can see that you have a whole bunch of different kinds of seating. So right here, you've got some beautiful bar seating here, really comfy chairs, and then more tables over here for dining at the dive-in. All right, so now I'm at a space that I'm really excited about. It kind of blew my mind a bit on the last cruise, and that is the dive-in. So you can think of this as a poolside burger and hot dog bar, which most cruise lines have. It is definitely elevated. It's really, really delicious. You can see in there, they've got the full grill going, but once again, I just felt that the quality was really fantastic. The fries were absolutely to die for. And then of course the dive-in sauce is right up with my all-time favorite. So I think on my cruise I had this and this with a lot of that. Yeah, absolutely delicious. All right, so now I'm kind of going through a transitional area where you're going from the dining and the bar to the main pool and lounge area. You've got 2 hot tubs right there, and once again, a ton of deck chairs, really nice, soft, and extra padding, more than you find on most cruise ships actually. And then right here, I wanted to point out this towel station. They always have fresh and clean towels. You can grab them whenever you want. They'll also bring you some more as well, but once again, not always the same on their competition. As we continue into the space, you have a really unique feature that they added on board, and that is the cabanas. So just across from the pool and the hot tub, you've got these cabanas right over here. And what's so great about these is that private deck space, especially for a sea day. You can imagine sitting here having the day bed where you can sit, relax, have drinks, look out at the beautiful views, get up and use the pool and the hot tubs as often as you like. You actually step into the greenhouse spa there as well, and then come back and have your private dining area. I could dig into a dive-in burger right there and be pretty happy. One other really, really awesome feature is this giant mister. So when it's nice and warm outside, they've got the Magor Dome open. You've got mist coming out from the sides and all through the middle and up from the bottom, and it's a perfect place to cool off. All right, so also in the Magor Dome, in addition to the chipping and putting and different games that they do throughout the cruise, is the ping pong tables. My wife and I, when we first started dating, we went on some really long cruises in Europe, and this was one of our favorite things to do all the time. Whoa, there we go. There you go. The cameraman takes it. I surrender. All right, so as soon as you get on board, one of the first things that a lot of people do is they go to the spa. They'll have the embarkation day specials for treatments and things like that. But also, one of the things you want to think about is getting your full cruise pass to this incredible place. Follow me on in. One of my last cruises, I was kind of torn up before I went on board, had a bad knee, had a bad back, which I kind of do still as well right now. But it was so nice to take advantage of the hydrotherapy pool and all of the thermal spa amenities. I'll show you the rest of them. But right here you can see, I remember sitting in there, you get the bubblers going on you got the jets all the way around. Right here you can lay and you got the bubbles bubbling up behind you. And then of course those huge jets go right on the neck. Really, really fantastic. Also, when you're in here, it's nice and humid. So maybe you want to sit and read a book and relax as well. Also, I love the noise. It just kind of relaxes me. You've got several different kinds of seating. So you got these chairs here, loungers, and then over on the other side you have some chairs as well. But if you'll continue on in, I'm going to take you into the rest of it. Point out you have all the towels here. These are the super soft, fluffy towels for the spa. And right here is actually the door over there where you're going to come in originally when you use your key, because your key is going to be tied to the pass when you purchase it. All right, so now I'm in the thermal suite area. A little bit different. It's completely quiet in here when that door's shut. complete serenity. You've got really soft, beautiful music playing. Over here, you're gonna have a couple showers that you can utilize before or after using the pool. And then you have 3 different kinds of steam rooms in here, different levels of steam. So there's one here, one behind me there, and then one around the corner over there as well. But this is a magnificent place to spend a sea day right here. These stone loungers are some of my all-time favorites. They're nice and heated. Once again, bad back. This is absolutely pure heaven. I've sat many an hour here on my cruises, and then looking out, you just have this really beautiful view. So read a book, look out, close your eyes, go to sleep. This is a perfect place to be. All right, so now I'm about to look as good as she is. I'm heading into the beauty salon area. Right here is the entrance to the spa itself, so we're gonna make all of your appointments. They're gonna help you with all of the different treatment options and things like that. But right here is the full beauty salon. You can imagine, especially on a long-term cruise, which is one of our specialties, these are great services to have. So if you get your nails done every couple of weeks at home, you get your nails done on board the ship, of course, with a little slightly different view, an amazing one. And you can imagine sitting here, getting a nice pedicure. My wife and I both love to get them. Imagine sitting here, getting a pedicure, looking out, once again, an incredible view, probably slightly different than at home. All right, so now we're headed over to the other spot, which is the beauty salon. Basically, once again, anything that you can have done at home, the different coloring, all the different treatments they can do right here with, once again, an unbelievable view. I can imagine sitting here, maybe a few bits of gossip have been told here, and then of course the barber's chair as well here, which, well, you know, we would never gossip at all. No, that's what the barbershop's all about. Anyway, right over here you can see they have all the elements treatments. One other thing that you can do is you can purchase different beauty supplies on board. A lot of my clients tell me, because it is duty free, that when they come on board they stock up on different things. I don't know all that much about that, but make sure and speak to them about that if it's something that you're interested in. All right, so before and after your treatment, you're gonna head to the relaxation room. You can see it right here. It is a beautiful space, once again, with views out the side of the ship. It's where you're gonna sit, fill out any of the paperwork so that your masseuse or the person who's treating you knows exactly any limitations that you may have, things like that. But what this is really about is sitting and relaxing. They're gonna have water and different flavored waters, teas and things like that over here. Sit, have a nice tea, relax for a little bit, get your mind in that Zen state of mind that's gonna really maximize your spa treatment. All right, so now I'm headed into one of the treatment rooms. One of the unique features of some of these is that they have these dividers so you can actually open it up and have a couples treatment as well. But right here I see some things that make me very happy. That's the hot stones, so they're gonna heat them up. Hot stone massage is fantastic. I like any kind of massage, I'm not gonna lie, but everything else pretty much in here just is a basic spa room. You've got your sink, and then you've got a full shower so you can shower afterwards. And then I'm gonna show you one other space, which is the most popular treatment on board. All right, so now we're headed into the dry float suite for the Elemis seaweed massage. This is the most luxurious treatment on board. It's also one of the most popular. Usually you have to book it in the first day or two to get it for the cruise, especially on the shorter ones, but longer ones, some people get several of them. But basically what it is they cover you in seaweed. They're gonna wrap you in this metallic material, so that it all gets in, all the nutrients get in there, and then this is a float bed. You're gonna get a scalp massage, then a full body massage, and all other types of massages. But basically, you can imagine on vacation, this is a really fantastic way to detox, to relax, but just have a really awesome time. All right, so now I'm headed into the fitness center, which is at the very front of the ship. So as soon as you walk in here, you can see there's a large aerobic space back there. They do spin classes, yoga, all different kinds of classes. Come on up the first day. They've got all the sign-ups and all the information on the classes right here to my right. And then as you continue in, you can see the steps for more aerobic exercise over here. You have all of the dumbbells over there, the benches so that you can do your free weights, and then as you can imagine, just about every single kind of machine that you would need. Once again, as I point out, we specialize in long-term cruises, and this is such an important feature when you're doing a cruise over maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, or even a full world cruise. Having a fantastic fitness center allows you to keep your body in shape. When I've cruised long-term, what I've noticed is after the first couple days, I realize I can't eat the way I do maybe on a shorter cruise, and then start focusing on different things like this. You've got all of these great treadmills looking out the front of the ship. You also have the ellipticals right here, and then once again, all the pulley machines that you can imagine that you would need. And then as I continue on to the end, you're also gonna have the seated bikes, and then the bike that is up without the back on it. And then finally, at the edge, you have one of the consultation rooms and some more bikes over here all the way along the side. So once again, when they did the renovation, they added in all brand new equipment, and then they also added in quite a bit of extra equipment as well. All All right, so I always throw in a height check for those who are tall. Ellipticals, not great for me. Got a bad knee, so I'm not going to demonstrate that today. But just a little bit of space here if I jump a little too much when I run. But once again, I'm 6'6". That's not the norm for most people who cruise. But just wanted to throw that out there for those of you who are bigger cruisers like myself. All right, so now I'm headed into the crow's nest, and the first place I wanted to point out is Explorations Central. Especially when you go on a long-term cruise, you're gonna have a ton of shore excursions throughout the entire cruise, and so you're gonna spend quite a bit of time up here. This amazing crew here is gonna help you out with all of that, making decisions, explaining things, answering questions. Once again, we do recommend that you get most of that done before you go, and as your travel agent, we're happy to help you with that. But they also added in these really, really cool tabletop screens here, so you can access, not on right now for boarding day, but you can access all the information here as well as talk to the amazing crew members. As I continue on in, I'm getting into the heart of the crow's nest. So right here you have, when this is turned on, it's all about science and all kinds of different discovery options. But I'm gonna head all the way forward to the very, very front. Right now you can see the massive amounts of seating here. You have the library just behind me, and then a ton of seating over here. You got these couches. Once again, long-term cruise, very, very comfy, cozy, feels just like home. Right here you're gonna have basically see what the captain sees, the time, arrival time, sunset, and then you have all the different navigational features will pop up, the wind speed, the sailing speed, things along those lines. But this is the most popular seat in the house, and this is what makes this venue the most popular on the ship, and that is, of course, sitting back, relaxing, putting your feet up. Right now I'm looking at San Diego, but when you go on a cruise, exotic places all around the world, this view changes every single day, but this seat, nice and comfy, book in your hand, cup of coffee, cup of tea, maybe a martini or something in the evening. To me, this is absolutely what Holland America is all about. Okay, so I mentioned coffee when I was sitting up front. This is the coffee shop. So if you start your day with a coffee shop at home or a coffee, this is the perfect addition. They added this on once again during the renovation. It also functions as a bar. So this is actually the most popular in the morning for coffee and then also in the evening for happy hour. Right now they've got it set up for the Mariner reception. Every time when you come back on board, when you're 3-star and above, they're gonna have a special reception opening day up here. And you can see there's a lot of people that are coming back. That's one of the signatures of Holland America is that they have a ton of repeat passengers on board just about every single cruise. All right, so in here you see that they got more seating set up. This is the library, it's multiple function. Right now it's set up kind of in a makeshift fashion for this big reception here. You see they've got the books over here, a ton of books. That's really important, especially on longer term cruises. I know the last time I did a 30-day cruise, I read somewhere in the range of about 15 books, was super duper happy about it because that just doesn't happen at home. In here, they also have all kinds of games, so you can grab those and play in the crow's nest, and then this massive, massive TV that tells you all about the navigation of the ship. And you can see the next stop is Kona in 6 days. Up on deck 11, overlooking the Magor Dome in front of me is the Tamarind Bar. So this is a perfect place to come, especially before cocktails, or cocktails before you head into the Tamarind restaurant. But it's just a really beautiful space with views that look all the way around. The bar is beautiful, looking out the side of the ship. And then as you continue along, you have these chairs here. It's nice little areas up above, perfect for maybe 2 couples up there or to sit and read during the day. Once again, a space that's not used all that much during the day. And then as you continue to wrap around here, some more beautiful seating. You've got the couch and then some more chairs. Once again, with beautiful views out the front and side of the ship. So as I head into Tamarind, got the lion dogs here, not even lying a little bit. Sorry, dad joke in there. But what this is it's a Pan-Asian restaurant. You've got some Thai inspiration, all kinds of Southeast Asian, even Chinese, and then of course with all the sushi, you have a Japanese influence as well. But it's a fantastic menu. Only $25 seems like a really good rate for me for a specialty restaurant. Once again, you're all the way at the top of deck 11 and have beautiful views out both sides. I always make sure and request a table by the window. Once again, if you're in a suite, the concierge can probably assist with that as well. All right, so midship on deck 10, you're gonna fly in Club HAL, which is the kids area on board. What's really cool is they have 4 dedicated spaces to kids on board. They're separated out by age group, of course, and they also have a really cool gaming room in there as well. So follow me on in as I show you the spaces. So now we are in the area where the 3 to 6-year-olds get to hang out. My daughter is 4, so I really love coming in and touring these kind of spaces, but we call it the paint bucket room. You can see there's this giant paint bucket right in the middle, cool area for the kids to sit around, all the small chairs and tables. Of course, they're gonna have art supplies, all kinds of arts and crafts and creative things throughout the entire cruise. I know my daughter loves the kids program, especially when she goes with her cousins and gets to hang out. Here's the movie space as well. You can see the pads that they can put on the floor, even have a Bose surround sound system. I love it, even the kids get that. And then over here you can see all of this really cool decor throughout, and then they've got games up here as well. But really, they're gonna keep them stimulated throughout the entire cruise with lots of different activities, and really just hang out and have a good time. All right, so this is the space that's dedicated for 7 to 12-year-olds. On a longer cruise like this, not a lot of kids on board. In fact, I think there might be 3. But on a cruise like in Alaska, you could get a couple hundred kids even on board, and these spaces get used for all of that. But one awesome thing is when you're cruising with less kids, they have more one-on-one time with the counselors. And as you know, with any program like this, anything related to education, it's the quality of the instructors, and they love what they do. They come back. I was just talking to one of the ladies. She's been on this ship essentially for the last 7 years, and just really loves her whole life experience and really getting to know the kids and making their cruise experience special. You can see here that there's all kinds of art and crafts activities, bingo, things like that. But really what they do is there's just activities that are constantly going on, all age appropriate, and really just gives the kid the opportunity to do as they like, but also to have lots of stimulation and education on a cruise. All right, so now we are in the Loft right now. Let's see. Oh, dang it. Anyway, just a fun place to hang out for the 13 to 17-year-olds on board. They do, well, I was a middle school teacher for 10 years. I know what they do. They usually just sit and talk and maybe even on their phones a bit. But you also have all kinds of events throughout the day where you're going to have dance parties in here and social events. You can see they got the big screens over there. Got movies in here as well. And once again, it really depends completely on the cruise how many kids and teens there will be on board. All right, so now we're in a space that is unique to the Eurodam. It is the gaming room. Essentially, these are all Xboxes all the way around. Important things to note, 8 and older can access this space. It is one where they check into the kids program, but it is not a supervised area, so make sure that you know that. And once again, just a place for the kids to chill and decompress and have a good time so that they can have their cruise experience that they want. So now I'm inside the Neptune Lounge. This is a fantastic perk that everybody in a Neptune suite and a Pinnacle suite is going to get. So you see right here, it's boarding day. They have a ton of food that they just set out, beautiful quiches and some sushi. You always are gonna have desserts in here, which makes me really, really happy. Big fan of the desserts. You see the sodas underneath here are gonna be complimentary. And then over here is your concierge. This is one of the best perks of the Neptune and Pinnacle suites is you're gonna have a concierge to help you with anything on ship and also on land. They can help you with all those reservations, making a cocktail party in your room. But really, they're there to take care of anything and everything that you could possibly need. As we continue along, you see the coffee machine here, great touch. I love coming in here in the morning when I cruise in the Neptune suite, having a nice coffee here, relaxing, meeting a wonderful group of people. You've got your teas and juices over here. And as I continue along, you can see the other entry to the Neptune Lounge right there. And now I'm into the main part of the space. It got a massive makeover during the renovation, and you can tell it looks in really, really good shape still. You've got some couches over there, you've got some love seats, beautiful flowers here. Today's embarkation day, so you're gonna have a champagne cocktail party that is complimentary the first day here. And then as you continue along, you see they have kind of this board table, dining room table. They even have a laptop for internet to utilize so that you can print your boarding passes, a printer right there as well. But what this space is all about is everything under here. So you've got a ton of games and puzzles. Quite a few times when I've cruised, there's been a puzzle here that people were working on for different periods of time. But really what this space is all about is just to give unique access to those in the top suites so that they can have their needs met, but also a nice quiet escape to maybe read during the day or socialize in the evening. All right, so now we're headed into the main dining room, which is 2 stories. It's kind of set up, once again, like a very classic cruise ship. It's very similar to quite a few of the Carnival Corporation ships that were built in that era as well. But what you see is you've got the double-decker here, this beautiful staircase that goes down, and then there's also some unique seating there just in the middle, but once again, seating all the way around. With Holland America, what you need to know is that they still use traditional dining, and they actually seat you based on the actual dining room, upper and lower, so you can get early dining or later dining. Many times, especially on the longer cruises, that early dining goes really, really quick, so you just want to keep that in mind. But as we continue on back, I always try to request a table by the window, either in the back, which is my favorite place, space or on the sides. If you're in a suite, that's something that we can request specifically for you. You'll see that you have the beautiful Dutch china in here, all the touches that very much remind you of Holland America's Dutch heritage, and the food. The food is really, really fantastic. What I found is they've really stepped up their game in the last couple of years, and pretty much every single dish that I had on my last 14-day cruise was really, really good. They don't have a ton of specialty dining. We will show you the rest of the specialty dining venue as well that are fantastic, but what they believe is that every single course or every single piece of food that the clients are going to touch should be really, really top quality. And so when Carnival Corporation purchased Princess, what you found is this kind of separation of thing, and Holland America definitely went up above Princess, and the dining has been fantastic since. One thing that I really appreciate about this ship is their devotion to their Dutch heritage. Of course, Holland America, you would expect that to be there. Almost 150 years. In fact, this particular ship was the 80th ship in the Holland America cruise fleet. But I wanted to point out, you have this great ship model here, the beautiful Delft china here as well. You can see that some of this has come actually from a shipwreck, but they have these throughout the entire ship where you've got different pieces of Dutch heritage. And once again, I think it's just really beautiful art as well. So this is the very first ship to receive the Wonder Photoshop by Fujifilm. What you'll see back here is you have this really great creative space. They've got the colored pencils here. It sets up so that you can create your own memories from your cruise and put the pictures together to create different kinds of scrapbooks. Also, you see that they have the Instax Fujifilm, so they're instant pictures. My wife has one of these. She loves using it, and my daughter, of course, does as well, because what kid does not like something that is instant? So as we continue on into the space, when they renovated this ship, one of the things they did is they took away all of the photos where they would print every single one of them. And what you have here is these different stations. So you're going to use your cruise card. You just put them up there. It's going to pull up all your photos throughout the cruise. They have quite a few of them. Never really got super crowded in here except for very, very last day. But of course, you can expect that. They also are going to have a photo shoot. So if you want to do a photo shoot with your family, maybe you have a multi-generational cruise. We do a lot of those where, maybe grandma and grandpa and the whole family are there together, and they want to make sure and document that. It's just a perfect place for that. And then over here as well, you see the rest of the photo images, and you can also buy cameras and batteries. They have all those kind of things, and of course, it's going to be duty free because you're out in international waters. So as we continue on forward, we are at the Ocean Bar, a classic on board Holland America. You've got the bar over there to my left. You have it's open, this beautiful feature here, looking down all the way down 2 decks to the atrium down below where you're going to have passenger services. And then on the other side here, as we continue along, you'll see there's all kinds of different seating. There's bench seating. I really like these ones over by the window. On my last cruise here, when I had a large group, this is the place where we kind of got together each night and had cocktails before we went for dinner. And then as we continue around here, you'll see there's even more seats right here. This is some perfect people watching seats because you can see it on both sides. And then as we continue along, you see the bar in the background, and right here you're going to have the dance floor and the piano. So every single night they're going to have a live piano player, always really good. And this is just a really fantastic place to go before or after dinner if you kind of want that melody, the light, nice little chill piano, and yeah, perfect place for a cocktail. All right, so as we continue on forward a little further, what you're going to see is this is a massive retail area. You see that they have all the cages that are up right now. Once again, we are on boarding day. They cannot open these up until they go out into international waters. But as you walk through here, you've got some high-end retail. You've got some jewelry, watches, once again, duty-free. So if you want to spend some money on that, I've heard that it's less expensive on board. And then over here, you're going to have all the Holland America gear. Everything that you could possibly imagine that references the damn ships, you're going to find in this shop right here. And then you're going to have the alcohol and tobacco. Once again, it's duty free, so quite a few people do decide to stock up while they're on board. Just past the retail, there's a little more ultra luxe retail, and then you're gonna have these 3 really large conference rooms. They also double as card rooms. There's services here, spiritual services here every single day on board the ship. So they kind of are multifunction. You can also use them if you want to have your own conference on board. We do that quite a bit. So just a fantastic space. And then as you continue along here, you're gonna have your photo shop over here to the right. So this is the photo studio where you can sit and have that done. And then as we continue all the way forward, we're gonna head into the theater. All right, so just behind me is the world stage. This is the large theater. What I like is being 3 levels. You have quite a few tiers here, and you still have really good access to the stage. You're gonna have Broadway-style entertainment in here, comedians, different kinds of shows along those lines. But Holland America is definitely known for really, really good enrichment, lectures, and activities. And also because of the music walk and because of all of their improvements in music, I think they had some really, really top quality musicians on board that complement the shows. So as I head aft on deck 2, on my left you're going to have Billboard on board, but on my right you're going to have the casino. So it's exactly what you think it is. They have all the classic games. They've got blackjack, 3-card poker, roulette, craps, and things like that. They also have penny slots all the way up to the high roller slots. So if you're on this cruise for a long time and you're a gambler, you're going to be really happy with all the options that they have there. One of the things that this ship transformed in all of the Holland America, for all the Holland America cruise ships, is music. This was the very first one of the ships when Orlando Ashford took over that he oversaw the entire renovation, and you can really tell the hallmark. So this is the very first space of that. Billboard on board. Behind me you have a fantastic bar, and then right here you're going to have dueling pianos every single night. They're going to do the top 40 hits from the last 50 years, and I've been on here, I've experienced it. People really, really enjoy it. You can sit right around the piano right there. You can also make special requests, and then once again, different kinds of seating over there in the corner. They have some really comfy chairs and couches, and sometimes I've even come down here and read during the day because it's a space that's not really utilized during the day. As we continue on this way, I'm going to take you to the gallery bar. So those of you old school Holland America fans will remember that this space was actually the Northern Lights Disco. When this first came out, of course, discos were in vogue. They are absolutely not now, especially on this ship. And so they created an incredibly beautiful space that has been the model for all the other gallery bars going forward. But as you can tell, it looks like an art gallery. There's beautiful pieces of art all around, some very familiar, some contemporary, and just like I said, a really eclectic mix. You've got a beautiful bar here, more furniture over there if you want to watch the poker. It's a space where you can actually do that. And then if you follow me over here, into the bar itself. Once again, now we're in the old Northern Lights space. You've got backgammon over here. You've got foosball, shuffleboard, which is great. You got a TV where they usually have sports on in here. And once again, just a multifunction space that is really beautiful. In fact, I think it might be the most beautiful space on board the ship. All right, so now I'm headed all the way in to BB King's. This, of course, used to be more of a classic lounge. It was converted over, and I am so incredibly happy that it was converted over. When I went on the Westerdam, the sister ship to this, the first time with my dad, we came down one of the first evenings. My daughter was really young. My wife stayed in with her that evening. I took my dad out. We had a mojito at the bar, and as soon as BB King's, the musicians came out, they started rocking. The entire dance floor went crazy. My dad went out there and was dancing, having a great time. It was just really, really fantastic classic rock. And then, of course, the blues. They are from Memphis. This space is also used for different culinary demonstrations, and it's, once again, multi-use space. But I love what they've done with it. The musicians are fantastic. All right, so now we're headed into the Pinnacle Wine Bar that's just across from the Pinnacle Grill. Right here, you're going to see they have a huge wine collection. They have a fantastic wine collection on the ship in general. This is where you're going to make all of your reservations on the very first day for specialty dining or update them. And then usually you can do that throughout the cruise as well. But what you can see is it's a bar. Bartender's got a great view out the side of the ship. Just a nice gathering place, but you'll find that a lot of people will come here for a drink before they head into the Pinnacle Grill. All right, so we're going to head into the Pinnacle Grill, but I wanted to point something out first. So this also turns into Rudy's Sel de Mer, at least once or twice on the cruise, depending on how long it is. So that is a seafood extravaganza, so you can get an additional experience. But what the Pinnacle Grill is and has been from the very beginning is a phenomenal steakhouse. In fact, I believe the best steakhouse experience that I've ever had on a cruise ship was a Pinnacle Grill dinner that I had with my wife recently when we were cruising with my daughter. It was a fantastic night away. My parents watched my daughter. We came in here, had an amazing, amazing meal. Delicious steak. They don't have a ton of specialty restaurants, but the ones that they do have, they do really, really well. All right, so in the space itself, you have some great tables by the windows, and then they have a mix of 2 tops, 4 tops, 6, even 10 they can put together for you. You have booth seating and then also chairs, so you just have to request what you'd like. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that if you are in a Neptune or a Pinnacle suite, you have breakfast in here. It's a really upgraded experience compared to any of the other breakfasts throughout the ship, and it's a really, really fantastic perk that you get. So the last of the music walk venues that we're going to experience today is Lincoln Center Stage. I will be honest, when I first kind of learned about the music walk, I was really, really excited about all of it. This was the one that I thought may be my least favorite. I love classical music, but how many times do I want to enjoy that throughout the cruise? I didn't know. It was fantastic. In fact, my favorite one was they did movie musicals and different kinds of things from that, but the violinist was just like on point doing the psycho theme. Anyway, fantastic. But what this is all about is it's about exposing everyone to incredible classical music. These are all artists from Lincoln Center in New York. They do a really excellent job, and just once again, a really great compliment to the other music venues on board. So another one of the enrichment opportunities you can take advantage of on board is the Microsoft Studio. So inside here, the digital workshop, it's completely loaded with the Microsoft Surface books, but they're going to train you on just about everything that you want to do. Once again, another reason when you're doing long-term cruising to pick Holland America, because they have all kinds of classes, education. In addition to everything in the places that you're going, you also can learn and improve with lifelong learning. All right, so now I'm on the Promenade Deck. One great feature about this is that it goes all the way around. I love that. Not all cruise ships have built it that way. And one of the focuses of Holland America is to always connect with the outside. A lot of new big cruise ships, it's really about what's inside the ship. But for Holland America, it has always been about where they're going and complementing it with excellent service and then, of course, fantastic food. Right here, you're going to see you have these loungers. They have these blue pads that are going to put out here in just a little bit so you can sit and relax. Beautiful, especially when you're sailing away from a destination. It's also a perfect place to be on a sea day where you sit, read a book, relax, enjoy the ocean. And then of course, when you're cruising in those exotic locales like Alaska, this is a perfect spot for seeing wildlife and glaciers up close and personal. First off, congratulations and thank you so much for making it all the way through that tour with me. You can see what this ship is all about. It's a perfect fit for quite a few of our clients. Keep in mind that Harr Travel, we are your suite and long-term cruise experts. That means like 15, 17 days and longer. I've cruised quite a bit long-term myself as well. There's some special touches that you need to know if you're gonna cruise longer than a week or two. And that's what we really, really excel in. So once again, thank you so much for joining. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the bell for notifications so you can learn all about the new upcoming Holland America videos that we have. We have, I think, 4 or 5 lined up here in just the next couple months. But you can also check out the channel, compare it to the other ones, because what is most important is that you find the exact product that's perfect for you.